911 was an emergency. What's going on? Who had the knife? What's going on? Is someone hurt?
She's stabbing my mom.
She stabbed your mom?
Yeah. Please, 2518 Chagrin Drive, let the female was stabbed. Attention.
This is the voice of 13-year-old Megan Zanella, an ordinary girl from a loving family. Her mother, stepfather, and 2 sisters. Megan's life was typical, but this 911 call would mark the beginning of something far from ordinary. It was filled with confusion, terror, and despair as Megan's peaceful world unraveled before her eyes. Her mother had been stabbed, but who was holding the knife, and how had things gone so terribly wrong for this seemingly close-knit family? At first, the case appeared to be a straightforward but baffling tragedy of a foster daughter's jealousy. But the true story was far more complex. What drove a girl from a troubled childhood to commit an unthinkable act? And who really bore the blame for the murder of a mother? Let's explore the case of Sabrina Zunich. On November 12, 2012, life changed forever for the Knoefel family, who lived in the quiet suburban town of Willoughby Hills, just outside Cleveland, Ohio. Kevin Knoefel, a truck driver, and his wife Lisa, a social worker, had a seemingly peaceful life in their cozy home. Their children, Megan, 13, from Lisa's first marriage, Haley, the 3-year-old daughter they had together, and their 18-year-old foster daughter, Sabrina, lived in what seemed like an ideal family setting. On that fateful night, Kevin was on the road for work, and Lisa was home with the children. As per routine, Lisa put Haley to bed around 10 p.m., and Megan went to her room. Sabrina, now an adult at 18, stayed up working on a school project for her British literature class. But what started as an ordinary evening soon descended into horror. Around midnight, Sabrina took some ibuprofen for a headache and went to bed, but struggled to sleep. In the early hours of the morning, Megan woke to a nightmare, sounds of a struggle coming from her mother's room. Rushing in, Megan found her mother being attacked. Sabrina stood with a knife in hand. Lisa Knoefel had been stabbed 178 times. The brutal nature of the wounds, defensive injuries, and twisted cuts revealed a desperate struggle. The force was so severe that the knife bent, and Lisa died from blood loss before any help could arrive. Little Haley hid in the closet, terrified, while Sabrina, covered in blood, stood over the body. At 1:17 a.m., police arrived in response to Megan's frantic 911 call. When they entered the house, they found Sabrina, sobbing and blood-soaked, with the murder weapon still in her grip. It seemed clear-cut. Sabrina had attacked her foster mother. But why? Sabrina's story began long before that night. Born in 1994, Sabrina had endured a difficult childhood. Her parents, both with criminal records, had provided a chaotic environment. Her father, Mark, was a violent alcoholic, and Sabrina often found herself caught in the middle of domestic disputes. As a baby, her father reportedly put vodka in her bottle to help her sleep. By age 14, Sabrina was placed in foster care. Her foster placement with the Knoefel family had seemed like a new beginning. Lisa, a social worker familiar with troubled children, treated Sabrina with kindness. At first, Sabrina's behavior improved. She performed well in school and seemed to adjust to her new life. But the home wasn't as peaceful as it appeared. Tensions simmered beneath the surface. Sabrina grew resentful of Lisa, feeling she favored her biological children, Megan and Haley. Arguments between Lisa and Sabrina became frequent, and Sabrina confided to friends that Lisa made her life difficult. Meanwhile, Sabrina grew closer to Kevin. Their relationship raised suspicions. Friends noticed the strange, overly familiar dynamic between them, but no one imagined the truth. Kevin had been grooming Sabrina, manipulating her into believing they were in love, all while maintaining the image of a devoted husband and father. As Sabrina's attachment to Kevin deepened, the household became divided. It was Sabrina and Kevin against Lisa and the girls. As Kevin and Sabrina's relationship grew closer in 2012, the tension between Sabrina and Lisa worsened. Sabrina felt a maternal bond toward 3-year-old Haley and resented how Lisa kept them apart. There were even physical altercations, and at one point Sabrina reported Lisa to the police, but no action was taken. Despite the escalating hostility in the Knoefel household, Sabrina's petition to stay with the family after her 18th birthday in October 2012 was approved. Social workers saw no red flags. Sabrina was performing well in school, attending counseling, and passing drug tests. On the surface, everything seemed fine, but no one could foresee the nightmare that lay ahead. In the weeks leading up to November 12, 2012, Kevin and Lisa's marriage was crumbling. On September 15th, police were called to their home after an argument escalated. Lisa accused Kevin of choking Megan, their 13-year-old daughter. Kevin insisted he had only guided her into her room, but with Lisa already considering divorce, Kevin contacted the police to preemptively cover his tracks in case the incident was used in future legal proceedings. He confided in Sabrina that he wanted to divorce Lisa so they could be together. He even asked Sabrina's social worker about the possibility of keeping custody of Sabrina if the divorce went through. On a family camping trip with his friend David Strunk, Kevin admitted that Lisa suspected him of having an affair with Sabrina. He even showed David provocative photos of Sabrina, including modeling shots he had helped her take and underwear she had bought for him. He told David that he was meeting with a divorce attorney in October, just a month before Lisa was murdered. Kevin was away working on the night of November 12th. When police informed him of Lisa's death, his reaction was unsettling. At 5 a.m., Kevin arrived at the police station to collect Megan and Haley, while Sabrina remained in custody. Despite the horrific events, Kevin appeared calm, even detached. One officer recalled that Kevin, who claimed to be an EMT, insisted that he had seen worse and pressed for every detail about the murder. He seemed more concerned about seeing Sabrina, ranting to officers about his rights as her foster father. He quickly had his name added to her visitor list. Meanwhile, Sabrina was being questioned by police. Her initial responses were vague and evasive. She insisted she had no memory of the attack, claiming the last thing she remembered was going into Lisa's room for medication. But the bloodstains and evidence told a different story. Sabrina was arrested and charged with Lisa's murder. Kevin, on the other hand, appeared to move on with alarming speed. Within days, he donated Lisa's belongings to Goodwill and listed her bedroom furniture for sale on Craigslist. He asked David Strunk to close Lisa's social media accounts, claiming he couldn't handle the flood of sympathy messages. Just 5 days after Lisa's death, Kevin hired a cleaning crew to clear the crime scene, reportedly saying that money wasn't an issue. He had a $250,000 life insurance policy. In reality, Kevin had several policies, totaling $785,000. With the insurance money, Kevin paid off the foreclosure on their house, added a swimming pool, bought new cars, and started taking flying lessons. As he enjoyed his newly comfortable life, Sabrina sat in jail, awaiting trial. But 9 months later, the truth began to surface. Tired of bearing the burden alone, Sabrina told police about her secret relationship with Kevin and revealed the chilling truth. Kevin had told her that Lisa needed to die. Kevin had promised Sabrina that they could be together if Lisa was out of the picture. But by September 2012, Kevin realized that divorcing Lisa might mean losing custody of Haley and Sabrina. That's when the life insurance policies, worth nearly $800,000, became the focus. According to Sabrina, Kevin told her that Lisa was worth more dead than alive. Together, they began plotting her murder. At first, they discussed hiring a hitman, even reaching out to one of Sabrina's friends, Autumn Pavlik. But that plan fell through when Autumn moved to California. They then considered using a gun, with Sabrina shooting Lisa and Kevin disposing of the weapon. But on the morning of the murder, Kevin broke down, telling Sabrina that he couldn't take it anymore and that he would kill himself if Lisa wasn't dead soon. Sabrina, desperate for his love, promised to carry out the attack. They discussed exactly how she should stab Lisa, based on her sleeping position, and agreed that Sabrina would claim insanity if caught. But the insanity defense never worked. Kevin hadn't arranged any legal help for Sabrina, and she soon realized she'd been used. In a moment of clarity, Sabrina decided to cooperate with the prosecution, spilling everything about Kevin's involvement. In August 2013, Kevin was arrested and charged with complicity to commit aggravated murder and sexual battery. Sabrina pled guilty and was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Kevin, however, pleaded not guilty, maintaining that there was no evidence of his affair with Sabrina or his involvement in the murder plot. But on June 11, 2014, Kevin Knoefel was found guilty on all charges. He received 2 years for each of 6 counts of sexual battery and life in prison for complicity to aggravated murder, with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Thank you for watching, everyone. What do you think of today's story? Write your opinion about this case. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories. See you soon. Take care.